Hi guys, welcome to Daniel Fun State Show, and today this is my first video how we're reading a book in my whole entire channel, and it's called The Wizard of Oz, the official picture book. So, let's begin reading. Adapted by J. Nate Brown Wood, illustrated by Pablo Pino. The Wizard of Oz, the official picture. Dorothy Gale lived with her Aunt Em and Uncle Henry on a farm in Kansas. There, she passed the time playing with her dog, Toto, and talking to friendly farm helpers. Dorothy had no idea that her life was about to take an amazing turn. On one day, a mean neighbor, Miss Gulch, claimed that Toto had attacked her and ordered he be sent away. Dorothy was upset by this, so she packed up Toto and left her home. Soon after, a terrible storm began to blow. Dorothy tried to get to safety, but it was no use. She, Toto, and the family farmhouse got swept up and away in a great tornado. Toto, said Dorothy once the house had finally landed, I have a feeling you're not in Kansas anymore. Instead, she was in the land of Oz, surrounded by people called the Munchkins. A pink bubble approached, bringing with it Garland the Good Witch. Garland told Dorothy that the Munchkins were celebrating because Dorothy's house had landed on the Wicked Witch of the East. She would bully the Munchkins no more. The celebration was cut short when the Wicked Witch of the West arrived. You killed my sister, she shouted at Dorothy. At that moment, Garland magically placed the Wicked Witch of the East's rubby slippers onto Dorothy's feet for safekeeping. Give me back my slippers, shouted the angry Wicked Witch of the West. But Garland told Dorothy she must never take off the rubby slippers. I'll get you, my pretty, and your little dog too, the witch vowed, vanishing into a cloud of red smoke and flames. With the Wicked Witch of the West watching Dorothy's every move, Dorothy was eager to get home. But how? All you have to do is follow the yellow brick road, Garland said before floating off again. The yellow brick road wound its way through the land of Oz to the Emerald City. There, Dorothy would find the Wizard of Oz, whose magic could surely help her get back to Kansas. You have to see the great Wizard of Oz, chanted the Munchkins, as Dorothy and Toto started on their way down the road toward the Emerald City. As they went, Dorothy and Toto met a scarecrow, helped them down from his post. The scarecrow was sad because he couldn't scare away the pesky crows. If I only had a brain, he told Dorothy. You could ask the wizard for a brain, said Dorothy. The scarecrow grew excited and agreed to join them on their journey to meet the Wizard of Oz. Now, Dorothy and Toto had a new friend to travel with. Further down the road, Dorothy and the scarecrow entered the forest. There, they met a man made of tin who was rusted solid all except his mouth. He asked Dorothy to get his oil can. After his joints were oiled, the Tin Man came to life. He too was sad. He didn't know what it felt like. If I only had a heart, he sighed. Scarecrow and Dorothy invited him to join them to ask the Wizard of Oz for a heart. The Tin Man was more than happy to come along. Linking arms together, the three new friends skipped off down the yellow brick road with Toto and Tao. As they traveled deeper into the woods, Dorothy, the Scarecrow, and the Tin Man all started to feel scared. I hope we don't see any lions, tigers, or bears, they repeated until they ran into someone new. A lion! The lion tried to be fierce and frighten the group, including Toto. But Dorothy smacked him on the nose, and the cowardly lion started to cry. If I only had some courage, she said between sobs. The three friends felt badly and asked him to join them to visit the Emerald City so he could ask the Wizard of Oz for some courage. The cowardly lion thanked them and agreed to come along. As the friends traveled down the yellow brick road, the Wicked Witch of the West continued to warn and taunt them. She desperately wanted those rubby slippers. The witch even cast a spell to make Dorothy and the cowardly lion fall asleep in a poppy field right outside the gates to the Emerald City. But with Garland's help, the spell was broken by a gentle snowfall, and Dorothy and her friends finally arrived at the glimmering green city. "We want to see the wizard," said Dorothy and her friends to the toy guard at the gate. He would not let them in, that is, until they revealed the rubby slippers on Dorothy's feet. "Whoa, bust my buttons," the guard said with a change of heart. He opened the gates and the friends entered the magical city. There, they were treated like royals. Finally, with a lot of singing and pampering, they were allowed to meet the great and powerful Oz. The Wizard of Oz terrified them, but agreed to grant their hearts' desires if they would bring him the broomstick of the Wicked Witch of the West. The friends were scared, but their minds, so off they ventured in search of the broom. But danger, sir! The Wicked Witch of the West kidnapped Dorothy! Luckily, Toto managed to escape and run back into the forest to find help. "Run, Toto, run!" called Dorothy, and the witch locked her up in a tower with a giant hourglass that counted the moments until Dorothy's end. The Scarecrow, the Tin Man, and the Cowardly Lion faced their fears, using brains, heart, and courage to rescue their friend. Disguising themselves as guards, they stuck into the tower to save Dorothy. Before they could escape, the Wicked Witch of the West cornered their friends with her guards. She was eager to get the rubby slippers at any cost, and using her broomstick as a match, she lit the Scarecrow on fire. Quickly, Dorothy threw a bucket of water at her friend, but it also splashed all over the Wicked Witch of the West. "I'm melting! I'm melting!" cried the witch. With the witch finally gone, the broomstick was theirs at last. Back at the Wizard of Oz's castle, they presented the broomstick. "Go away and come back tomorrow," boomed the Wizard of Oz, breaking his promise to help. As the friends turned to leave, Toto pulled a curtain aside to reveal a small man operating buttons and levers. "Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain," said the man. "The great Oz has spoken." Sadly, the Wizard of Oz was a phony. He did not have the power to grant them any wishes at all. But the Wizard of Oz did show them that they each already had what their hearts desired: brains, heart, and courage. The journey through the land of Oz had made that clear. "How will I get home?" asked Dorothy. The Wizard of Oz invited her to join him in his hot air balloon, which was destined for Kansas. Dorothy and the Wizard of Oz were set to fly off in the balloon, but Toto jumped out to chase a cat. Dorothy went after a dog, and suddenly the balloon took flight. The Wizard of Oz was gone. "Oh, now I'll never get home," said Dorothy as she burst into tears. Suddenly, Glinda the Good Witch appeared again in her pink bubble. "You don't need to be helped any longer," said Glinda. "You've always had the power to go back to Kansas." "I have?" asked Dorothy. Glinda told her that by tapping her rubby slippers and by realizing she did not have to look much farther than home to find her heart's true desire, she'd be able to return back to Kansas. As Dorothy closed her eyes and tapped the shoes 3 times, she repeated, "There's no place like home." Then, magically, she got her wish. She returned home to the little farmhouse where she awoke in bed with Auntie Em and Uncle Henry and all her farmhand friends beside her, so happy that she was okay. Through Dorothy's trip had been magical and mysterious, she learned that she held the power to get home inside of her the whole time. Dorothy also learned that there's really no place like home. The end. I really like this book because it's just adventure and it explains you, like, there's no place like home because you always just, you love your home. Even when you go traveling or camping, or it's the same thing, right? And when you go, you realize that this is not my home. Or you go in a cabin for camping or another, like, condo or hotel, you realize it's not your home. Different beds, different, I don't know, different kitchens. It's an adventure book. And these are the pictures I will show you. So, these are one of the pictures in the book. You can see that. And then let me show you another picture. maybe that's 2 other pictures and other ones. I'm gonna show you. This is other ones. Let's pause the video because I'll do it really fast. This is other pictures, and you can see the Wicked Witch of the West here. Kind of the Good Witch also. And then you can see this. You can see how she started to trip on the yellow brick road. And this is also another picture. How Dorothy met the Scarecrow. And here's how they met the Tin Man and walked through the forest. And then they met the Cowardly Lion here. And this is the Wicked Witch of the West spying on them. And when they fell asleep in the roads. If you have any comments about the picture, please write down below. I'm really glad to see your comments, guys. Then the gates, the guard of the gates, and the Wizard of Oz. Here is he, and it's like, he looks good, but like not really. This is how the witch kidnapped Dorothy, and this is her trying. And this is them trying to rescue Dorothy. And this is when Dorothy splashed water on the witch. And actually, the Wicked Witch of the West was actually scared of water. So she melted. This is how she melted. And the broomstick was there as always. And she could get home. But the hot air balloon just flew away. And then Garland appeared. And she tapped her shoes 3 times. And boom. She returned back to Kansas. Because, there's a movie about the Wizard of Oz from like the 1930s or 1940s. It was black and white, and then it got like white. It's like the movie book, because first it was like this color, and then when they arrived in the land of Oz, literally, it was actually like white. It was colorful, not black and white, right? So, yeah, it's the first movie that's black and white. So guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please subscribe to my channel. Like my videos are right in the description below. About the book, about the movie, and other stuff. So I hope you enjoyed the book. And I'll write in the description how much dollars it cost. Like maybe something else. I don't know yet. But please subscribe to my channel. Like my videos. I want to please like them. If you don't like my videos, then these videos are gonna get more boring. And I also need subscriptions. But thank you so much for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. And goodbye. Have a good, nice day.